Chiefs1 here, and this is my player versus player Dark Zone Banshee setup build for patch 1.7. And the reason why it's a setup build is because this is more than one build from the Banshee. I'll try to make this thing short, and here we go, guys. And this is the weapon choice of this build and the gear setup. Let's go start with the gear setup, starting with the high DPS. I'm pretty sure everyone been using this lately now in Dark Zone. It's with Banshee, 3-piece Banshee, 2-piece Predator, and a Ninja Backpack. And the other one is a high skill one, is because it requires 2 Tactician, 3 Banshee, and a Ninja Backpack. And the last one in the bottom is recommended. Is the reason why it says recommended is because it's really good if you're in a group. So any healing resources will give you overheal. That's why I have a vigorous chest piece in there and a tactician with a 3-piece Banshee and a Ninja Backpack so you can hit that 50% cap. So now let's move on to the weapon choice. The weapon choice I pick on this one is either like any M4 assault rifle, which is LVOA, police M4, lightweight M4, or any M4 could work out. I guess it really depends on you. And the talent I choose from this build is Adept, Deadly, Incompetent, because those are the 3 good combination, because you can use the competent from close to mid-range. But to be honest, man, you can switch it out with responsive. It's really up to you. And the reason why I picked this Adept is because of this. Adept is a talent that when you pop any skill, it will give you 7.50% critical hit chance. But there is a hidden description on this talent. But most people already know about this. Is that you can stack a dev 5 times and hit 37.50 critical hit chance. But it's really hard to achieve this is because it only lasts 10 seconds, right? But there's the best way to stack this thing up is having a 50% skill haste on your build. Or by using a pulse. Using pulse without hitting anyone can give you that speed cooldown, so you can free pulse to build up. But then again, you only need 2 skills to get this critical hit chance to up to 15%. Comparing to Fierce and Vicious, this is definitely worth using. Now let's move on to the SMGs. I love using MP5, MP5 ST, maybe MP5 and MP7. That's why I put it in there, because those are the best choices to have on this build. And the weapon talents I choose is Deadly, Responsive, and Hurried. Well, you can swap the Hurried into Competent for more damage, but to be honest, man, I rather have Hurried is because of this. As you can see, this is the default reload speed on the SMGs, right? So now let's try it with a target. So when you land a crit, look how fast this thing is when you reload. It's just like less than a second. So you can just keep shooting and shooting and shooting. That's why I love Hurried over Competent. And now for the handgun. The reason why I'm using a double barrel saw shotgun is because it has 3 talents. It has Determine, Predatory, and Sustain. And the reason why I'm using this is because you don't use this to shoot, you're only gonna use it when you switch and punch someone down with it. So you can get that buff with a Predatory, Sustained, and that's a Determination. And now let's move on to the skill choices. To be honest, man, you can use any skill that you want. I just love using this 2 combination right here. And for the talent abilities, I like using a critical save, strike back, and on the move, especially triage. Triage and critical saves combination, it will give you that 15% skill cooldown reduction when using a medkit. So when you're down to 1 bar, just pop medkit and you'll get that triage also in solo. And this is my major and minor attributes. As you can see, there's a lot of in here. I'm not gonna go through all of them. You can just take a pause of it, because we're going to move on the next one. This is my main status in a gear mod setup. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. You can definitely try them out or you can take some pieces of information and put it on your build. To be honest, man, you don't really have to copy it, but this is the way I will make my build if I decide to go with the settings in here. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. And now for my weapon mods on my weapon. All I did is pretty much like stack everything with critical damage. But make sure your muzzle and your scope has critical chance and headshot damage. And for the grip, it's pretty much like you can put anything as long as it has high critical damage. For extended magazine, you can put like critical chance and rate of fire. It's pretty much like identical from my SMG. They're both pretty much the same thing because everything is critical damage. Well, remember guys that you don't really have to copy this build. You can just take some of these ideas and put it on your build. But more builds to come in the future, so don't forget to hit and like and subscribe. Till then, this is JVZ1. This is me saying goodbye guys.